Another day in Los Angeles. Nothing to see here. This is what life is going to be. Without my disability benefits, I can't do recycling programs. I can't seem to repair the roads because I can't give an incentive for people to maybe show up and repair their own roads in their city. Change.org/clear LA smog. It's this petition that I have to change the building materials that they use from concrete and asphalt to hempcrete and recycled fiberglass. But no, nobody cares about the roads. They just say, there's a construction crew, go construct something poorly. And they do. And then they construct something poorly at the next place they do. And all the Americans clap their hands because they say that's another job that AI or some foreign person didn't take from them. And then 6 months later, they have to come back to the same road to repair it again. Smooth. That's what America chooses to do. That's how America treats itself and its people. Its people need repair. I don't really have many petitions for people repair. I don't often talk about this petition, but my channel, my rules, change.org/GeneGreyTech. I want to open a genetic hospital. The difference between a genetic hospital and a regular hospital is a regular hospital will treat your injuries and illness with Western medicine that is not designed for you specifically and what your heritage used to be. They don't look at you as a person, they look at you as an archetype of body weight and blood types. And in some ways that does save lives, but it doesn't improve your life. So change.org/GeneGreyTech, and I spell it as GeneGreyTech, GeneGreyTech. Change.org/GeneGreyTech is there to give a different approach to medicine. You break an arm in a hospital, they put a cast on that arm. At my GeneGreyTech hospital, which I would love to build, you stabilize, you immobilize the arm, but you also teach a person how to use an arm appropriately. You teach a person how they used to use their arm, specific for who you are and where you come from. A regular hospital just says you break an arm because you fell and put weight at the wrong angle. My GeneGreyTech hospital, which I want to build, says you broke the arm because you never strengthened it properly. And also you didn't know how to move your arm appropriately so that you could have avoided it. And also your diet, your nutrition level had to be very, very poor for your arm to break. There's somebody in the chat. Hello, welcome to my channel here. I'm a disabled American veteran, so this is what you get. You don't get pretty, you don't get beautiful, you get to stare at me with my blue lips, the gold that I have on my head, stare into my green eyes, but that's all you get. I'm not going to do anything special for anyone. It's my channel. You come here, you come into my world, this is what you get to behold and worship. Worship at the altar of my beauty. Change.org/Jean Grey Tech. It's spelled GENEGREYTECH. Jean Grey Tech. The United States owes me money to actually be a doctor, but if I don't go to medical school because they didn't pay me and I didn't feel comfortable studying for my MCAT properly, then I'm just going to have to own my own hospital with my disability benefits and then run it as I see fit. And I think that's a lovely idea. I think it's a lovely idea that something like medicine could be expanded upon. You only really go to the hospital when you're ill. You don't go to the hospital when you're fit. You go to your doctor for that. But how often do you go to your doctor? What do you talk to your doctor about? These are things that need to change. We need to have doctors that make house calls. We need to have doctors that actually ask you more questions. You need to ask more questions too. So here we are. I have PTSD from military sexual trauma, so I don't go outside. I don't. I spend my entire day indoors, except for that 1 hour when I let my dog, go outside, do its business, which my dog doesn't really mind as much as she should. She should mind because, she wants to run and frolic. I want to run and frolic. But for some reason, this whole entire state says, no, if you go outside, we're going to do something to hurt you, to shock you, to remind you of your PTSD. Just like every night, there is a woman with a megaphone, and it's the only place where it's a woman with a megaphone. I'm being tortured. So now I'm just going to have to hop on YouTube and talk about how America tortures people, because you thought Abu Ghraib was just something that they did to Muslim people. How naive Americans are. They torture you so well that half of you don't even understand you're being tortured. When you are denied job promotions, when you are denied housing grants, that's real torture. When they take someone like a veteran and then place them in an impoverished Latino ghetto, instead of saying, you know what, you're a veteran, you deserve Beverly Hills. Not to say that I really wanted Beverly Hills, because I actually wanted Santa Monica. But that wasn't even an option. They have so many below the income line houses throughout this fucking county, and for some reason they said, no, we're going to corral you into this Latino ghetto. I just can't let it go. I can't let it go because say my name, say my name. Welcome to the channel. I don't know what to tell you. If you need that in your life, I support you. Personally, I think it just says something deeper about the community and the company UK. And I really need to put some makeup on because I'm exhausted. Because I don't sleep that well. I have nightmares all the time. And I still haven't really been able to sleep in my own bed after I had 2 women invade my apartment. Granted, they work here, so I didn't really think that I was going to get raped or something like that. But when you have a situation like that, they know exactly what they were doing. They know exactly what they were doing when they set that up. So, no, I don't feel comfortable here. But the United Nations Human Rights Commission is investigating the United States for human rights violations. I'll let the United Nations finally stand up to this bully because I've been trying and they've been hurting me ever since. Every day that I'm not where I belong in Scotland is a day to cry. It's absolutely a day to cry. San Bibli, hey there, how we living? Terribly. You know, I am stuck in America and I've just been so psychologically traumatized every fucking day. Every fucking day is psychological traumatization that this is what you're going to get on camera. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see a veteran with blue lipstick, green eyes, and some gold thing on their head. As I talk about the world that I wish that I lived in, which I'm sorry, I guess is in America. So many people want to live in America. They leave their home countries and they say, there's a better life in America. There's a better life. And it's, no, not really. This isn't a better life. The food is terrible here. The food rots you from the inside because it's not food. But you try to tell people that, and they call you a hippie, or they say it's just so tasty. It's so tasty because it's mostly salt and sugar, not exactly food. Too much salt and sugar is bad for you, but they don't care. They won't let you live or leave. That's pretty much the case. When I first got here to California and they didn't really know that I could sing and dance and I was a happy person inside despite my PTSD. I had freedom to go where I want and enjoy my life. But the more that I started singing and dancing and releasing albums, the more they just started making stunts to force me to have to stay indoors. I spent a whole summer just trying to perform on the beach. Had fun doing it. You know how freeing it is to be out in real California fresh air. Well, the only fresh air that they have is because the ocean is so large that when it evaporates, it creates a wall of water that pushes the smog and all the pollution further inland. So for a little bit, you have fresh air, moist fresh air, which is a gift from fucking gods to have that. But no, they did the stunt where they had some bloody person running onto the boss and then flinging their blood everywhere. So that ended that adventure. Hey Ian, Clint has a tummy ache. I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe the bear's got to him. He always has a bear behind him, so oh well. Hope he feels better. California has good Mexican food. Did you try that? I recounted that story where I was talking to some guy who had a boyfriend already, or not even a boyfriend, I think he had a husband, but he was putting out a vibe, and I was putting out a vibe that something might happen. So I'm trying to talk to him, and he's like, hey, why don't you try this food? While we, I fuck each other. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay, if it will seal the deal of, you giving me not that ass, then yeah, I'll fucking do that. So I ate some Mexican food for free because it was the end of the day, and they were like, sure, why don't you enjoy this free food? It was a Julie and the Phantoms episode because literally I bring the guy back to my place, and it's been because we walked the entire way. It was like a good 2 to 3 hour walk. I'm talking to this guy, I'm telling him sex stories. He's getting horny and horny and horny. And then we finally get to my place, and he's like, can I refill my water bottle? And I was like, this is the move, this is the move. And so he goes to refill his water bottle and he unzips at the same exact time. And he is fully erect. He is fully, ready to go. And we start making out, and I heard little rumble. He doesn't hear it, but I hear it, and I tell him, dude, you gotta go. You gotta go. And he's like, oh, but we were just getting started. And I was like, yeah, well, some other time. So I kiss him right at the front door. Actually, no, he kind of leaned in and kissed me. It was so romantic. And then I had to run back upstairs. So I get back to my apartment and I drop trow right on my fucking toilet. And I opened up a gate to a brand new dimension. So much came out of me and it was just like rocketing. I swear, I might have actually been in outer space with the amount of force generated from my shitting. And from that moment on, just never again. Never again. I still try to frequent the local restaurants here, but I was like, no, I'm not going to eat traditional Mexican food ever again. I'm going to eat American food cooked by Mexican people. That I'll do, but I'll never eat traditional Mexican food again. I live in Seattle. We have good Asian food because it's pretty close by all things considered. Oh, well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. How different would the world be if China had just decided, you know what, fuck it. I believe that there must be something to the east of us. Let's go find out. If they had decided to send ships to the east, that would have been a very, very different world. It wouldn't be America, that's for sure. But it would be something. I don't get to talk to guys anymore. There are guys that are out there who are super horny and want to fuck, but the algorithms never allow me to find them online because every time I sign on to a dating website, they're like, yeah, but could you talk to someone in Sri Lanka? Could you talk to someone in Belarus? I'm like, you asked for my location when I signed up for your fucking app, Tinder. What part of I'm trying to stick my dick into something is too hard for an AI to understand? So I stopped using Tinder. I stopped using Grinder because Grinder's like, let me show you the actual guys in your neighborhood. And I looked at them and it was no, 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 no. Mostly because I'm only attracted to Caucasian male. I was brainwashed. I'll admit it. I'm fucking brainwashed to think white cock is delicious and their semen is nutritious. So, like, I tried having black penis when I was younger, and it just didn't click. It really didn't. Sorry, because I am missing out on far more interesting people and better looking people. But nope, I'm gonna chase those pale Caucasian people. Such is life. Such is life. But yeah, I tried Grinder, and all it could show me because I live in this Latino ghetto is a bunch of super horny yet not attractive Latinos. There's some just fucked up people. And I'm not saying that I'm attractive in any way. I mean, look at me. I've got a huge nose. Like my eyebrows look like that. It's just not a sexy look. I've got a beard. Like I don't feel sexy. I don't. And it's kind of rude to judge people on their beauty because I don't know, they might have a good personality. Who wants a good personality when you're in the fucking bedroom though? Like you can have a good personality before or after the sex, but after, you know, I don't really need to hear your monologue. I mean, this is not the Tonight Show. This is the get the fuck out show. Like, I'm not interested in trying to start something with people. So I let them. I let those people live out their fantasies on Grindr. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't, and it's a little sad. It's just sad because I tried to go to like a local community event where they were like, "Why don't you play video games with your focal?" Sorry, fucking local. I cannot speak. I really have a hard time saying words in English. But anyway, hang out with your fucking local gay people, and I don't know what the fuck that was. I don't know what the fuck that was because legitimately, it was at the community center, community health center, and none of the guys were attractive, or the guys that were there already had boyfriends. And I'm like, you're really wasting your time playing Smash Brothers with each other instead of smashing each other's holes. So I never went back. I like, what would be the point? Like, I'm not looking for gay friends. I'm looking for available penis and assholes. I'm not really looking to have a deep conversation about burrows. Billion, what you saying, Your Majesty? Thank you for coming into the chat today. I don't know. I'm just talking about life as someone being Stockholmed by this fucking California state. It's we're going to scare you and force you to seclude yourself until you learn to love us. I'll never love you, California. I'll never love you because you're just not what I want in life. What I want is a farm, and I want fellow farmers. I want to go to a fucking barn raising. I want to eat fresh food, and I want to live a life of fucking toil, watching green things grow from the ground. That's what I want. Take your fucking concerts, take your fucking sporting events, and shove it up your ass. I want to be left alone, living on a farm, raising my kids to live on a farm. The artist formerly known as Clint mentioned to me a story about how a woman had 5 kids, and that was terrible. And I said, yeah, but what if she lived on a farm? What if she had the opportunity to just say, hey, I've got fucking 5 things that look like me, follow me around. What if I spent my time on a farm teaching them that food comes from the ground? Because I don't think that's a lesson that people understand. Food comes from the ground, it comes from water, it comes from soil. Do people know that? I don't know if they do. I think people just assume food comes from a supermarket and it sticks. Dude looks like he blew the Blue Man Group. SS, that is super clever the first time I heard it. This is like the 11th, so please enjoy a little bit of quiet while I continue to fucking blather on and on and on and on and on and on about how much I hate living here, how much my life is affected by wasting my time in a country that I just don't want to be a part of. Billion, I don't know what you're referring to. Is that some social media thing? Because I'm not hip whatsoever. I'm a veteran, so I don't know what that is. Billion, what do you mean by that? Okay, I'll wait for Billion to tell me what Billion means from that because I can't really tell. Look, I know Snapchat, I know TikTok, I know Instagram, but I think Instagram is like you need 1,000 people there too. And I don't have 1,000 people on Instagram. I don't really use Instagram that often. I was trying to, and I was doing the whole Venom challenge thing, but I've kind of given up. I just got demoralized by the fact that I kept having women come up to me, block my fucking exit, and it's just demoralizing because you just say, "What am I gonna do? Am I gonna actually be attractive?" Because I don't want women to think that I'm attractive. I want women to think I'm fucking hideous at all times because it'll keep them away. Unless they're really trying to do it anyway. Like the case that I have on my channel where once again it was just some woman who signaled me out and I didn't look nice. I didn't look nice at all, but for some reason she just wanted to lunge at me and I had my camera there and I was like, I'm gonna just videotape the whole thing because I want there to be proof. Because people keep talking about PTSD and oh, you don't deserve anything. You're a veteran. You don't deserve anything. Really? Because here is a clear demonstration of the level of frustration you have to deal with as a veteran because you can't go commando on that bitch and just be like karate chopper to the fucking face because she wants to lunge at you. And it was a weird situation because it was really late at night, and this was like the only bus that I had to take to get back to where I live. But I was stuck in the middle of fucking downtown with this crazy woman. And if I got off, it would be at least an hour, if not 4 hours, to the next bus. 4 hours to the next bus, or I would have to walk the entire way. Like I say, when America decides to torture you, they go full out. They plan this shit. So I had to stay there videotaping this woman as she lunges at me every chance she gets. Just goes completely nuts. And after that, I don't think I really chose to use public transportation. They keep giving me rides to go take the public transportation, but I'm just too traumatized. Every time I've gone on public transportation, things have gotten progressively worse. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not rich. I'm not interesting. I'm not beautiful. I'm a fucking misshapen, ugly fucking mess that doesn't stop people from bothering me. Kick is a streaming platform. Okay. I'm into trying new things. Yeah, the whole videos. I have 2 videos of this woman because I said, this is what I have to deal with. And if you had to deal with this, you'd be frustrated as well. You'd be frustrated because you're powerless, absolutely powerless. The bus driver is on the phone with the police and dispatch. I'm on the phone trying to record this woman. Nobody is trying to call the police of their own accord and say, hey, there's a crazy woman trying to lunge at somebody. So it's just the bus driver and I. And it wasn't the fact that she finally disembarked from the bus. It's she disembarked from the bus to stand in front of the bus for a good 10 minutes. I'm done. I'm done with LA. I'm done. Hopefully I get my disability benefits so that I can just leave this behind. But it costs so much money to go to Scotland that I don't know how I'm supposed to reach it. I don't know how I'm supposed to do it. It is 500, if not $1,000, to go to Scotland, and it's all I want. All I want is to go to Scotland and be myself. Find me a Stoltman Brothers super hot, less famous version and fuck its brains out while enjoying the Scottish Highlands. But nope, I'm just stuck here. Just stuck here in a fucking Latino ghetto instead of enjoying a beautiful Scottish erotic adventure. Lovely. Lovely. This is my fucking sexual prime. Like, I'm super athletic, I'm super enthusiastic in the bedroom, and for some reason, instead of enjoying myself, I'm stuck with you good Holmes. Like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm just no. Just no. All right. And just saying you're amazing and entertaining and interesting. Look at you, bro. You have golden cloth on your head and blue lipstick and have so many stories, and above all that, charming. I agree with you. You know, if I didn't have such terrible PTSD, you'd probably see me on television or in cinema. You'd probably see me on a stage. I'm a really good singer, like really, really good. I have several songs to my name. I publish albums. I prefer to do singles because I slightly terrorize my own distributors by, at the drop of a hat, releasing a new song every 2 to 3 hours, or until Apple started cock blocking me. I don't know what's with Apple, but they stopped me from recording my own music. Like, how do you do that? I don't know why you would do that, but it is what it is. I don't know. I want to go to some place where I feel comfortable enough that I don't have to put a golden head wrap on and wear blue lipstick because the air is fucking fresh, so I don't have to protest air pollution. I could just be a regular person wearing Scottish attire. I could probably sneak my way into a BBC set and, fucking act on it or something. I could get BAFTA just for fucking speaking out loud. But for some reason, these Americans are like, no, no, we're gonna fucking keep you here until you do some television show here. It's like, I don't want to. I want a fucking BAFTA. I want to be a DI. So I'm gonna DIY getting myself to fucking Scotland so I can go get one. No, please, we love you the way you are. It's you. Thank you, Billion. Thank you. No, no. I guess you have a point there. It is very me to just put gold things on my head and wear blue lipstick and just feel fabulous in a way that just doesn't make sense. I mean, if you told me when I was a little boy that I would grow up to be someone with blue lipstick and a gold head wrap, I would say, what the fuck are you smoking? But here I am. And life shouldn't be this bad. It really shouldn't. I live in a major city. I am somewhat healthy. This should be a wonderful experience. It really should. It should be something amazing. But I want something different. I want Scotland. I want a small town where people walk and you know your neighbors, and it's super cold, and so they have to invite you into their bedroom. The wife protests at first because she didn't approve of having another man in her bed, but she saw the size of my tranny penis, and she's curious. She's curious how it feels inside, so she allows pleasure into her life and thanks her husband for being so spontaneous to give her such a gift. These are the fucking fantasies I have. But no, no. Stuck here in America with these people. You know how fucking terrible it is to be bisexual and then to also be repulsed by American women who, by the way, are extremely attractive. I'm not discounting that American women are beautiful. They're the most beautiful women, really. They they really are just by large the most beautiful women. It's just their fucking attitude sometimes just turns you off. So there goes that. Sexually attracted to women, but I can't seem to fucking get around the PTSD that's been inflicted upon me. So I'm looking forward to getting my disability benefits so I can enjoy women somewhere else. This fucking country's cock blocking me from fucking women. And then it also cock blocks me from fucking men too. Like, what kind of country does that to you? I'm gonna let the United Nations fucking sort this out because I just don't understand it. Because if they do this to me, they do this to you too. Hot singles in your area. My ass. I'm single, I'm hot, I just don't want to live in this area. How can you watch Outlander without having a spontaneous orgasm? That whole show is designed for you to pussy pop or to fucking jet to. Everything is just so super fucking sexualized. It is so hot. Even his retainers, the way that he was fucking that French woman. Oh my lord. Ugh, it was so you could smell the room. It was just so erotically charged. And here I am stuck in LA instead of enjoying that. I mean, sex on camera is not real sex. I mean, that's a chorus. That's a chorus line of orgasms. Most of the audio is probably just dubbed in a studio before they even do that. Billion, try changing cities before you think getting out of the US. I've tried a lot of cities. I've tried too many cities here in the United States. I've lived in Ohio, I've lived in Tennessee, I've lived in Pennsylvania, I've lived in California, I lived in Texas, I lived in New York. I've lived all over the place. I'm just not. And people are talking about Seattle is amazing. Seattle is amazing. Seattle has a zombie problem just like LA, but it's so fucking cold that the zombies are a little bit better behaved, but there's zombies that live in Seattle. I don't want to live in a zombie town. I'm sorry. Some people do, I don't. Ha ha ha. I'm not. How do you pronounce your name? Is it ha 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 or ha 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 ha? I don't know. But let me actually talk about what you're saying. Can you please tell me what's up with the military opening? I cannot fucking speak English. With the military owing veterans. I'm so glad that you can fucking talk to me about this because that's the reason why I do this show. The United States owes $72 billion to 18 million veterans because of injuries, damage, and torture suffered by American heroes. When you have to watch friends get blown up, when you have to be raped by your own fucking people, when you have to be sexually abused while staring at an American flag, yeah, you deserve money for that because you'll never work again, you'll never talk to anyone again, you'll never have friends. Some of you won't even have sex. I know I'm not having sex. How the fuck can I have sex in a country that did that to me? Actually sat down in a committee and said, you know, that Ian deserves to be sexually abused. How can we make this happen? Oh, we can put a female master sergeant on staff for the 1 hour to get this done. Oh, well, I mean, she was on break, but you know, we can. we can say, no, you're not allowed leave, and then she'll be super fucking pissed off, and so she'll be more inclined to sexually abuse Ian. And that's what they did. I don't know what the fuck they did to this woman, because I was talking to her the days before, and I gave a reporting statement, and we didn't have anything to talk about. She outranked me, but I was cordial to this fucking woman, and she still sexually abused me. Fuck you, fuck America. Fuck America forever for that. No, no. Take your fucking hot dogs and apple pies and shove them up your fucking ass. Take your flag and do the same thing. Because you did that to me wearing the American flag. You sexually abused me while wearing the American flag. You sexually abused me pretending that you're a hero because you outranked me. Bye, America. Bye, America, for that. $72 billion. $72 billion. That's what America owes. But even more than that, they owe American veterans America. And I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to give it to them. Once I have my disability benefits, that's what I'm going to do. You talk about, oh, well, why don't you visit another city? Fuck that. I think we need to build new cities. I think we need to finally admit that there's a lot of space and nobody's using it. They sell land for, $72 million. Nobody's on it. Nobody can afford it. Nobody really wants it. I want something like that. I would take something like that. I wouldn't be that selfish about it too. I would actually say, you know what? If you're a veteran, let me give you some land. Let me give you free land. Let me give you free rent. Build some farms. Build some hospitals. Build some schools where your kids don't get shot in the face. And yes, I will next month buy the green lipstick so I can start protesting that too. Because that is what I need to do with my life. If I'm gonna stay in America, I'm just gonna fucking protest the shit out of you until you fucking see reason. I'm gonna look fabulous wearing this gold head wrap at all times. You would love Traverse City, Michigan, because it's so peaceful and everyone is nice there. It's the gay capital of Michigan too. They do a lot of pride rallies and stuff. You can call me Chuck Brody. Oh, hello, Chuck. Welcome to my channel. I'm gonna give you a little gift. Here you are. Feel free to come back anytime, Chuck. I'm reading what your comment is. It's the gay capital of Michigan. That's a beautiful thing to hear. Bearded Viking woodworks. I'm into bearded anything Caucasian, let alone a Viking. So feel free to come into my channel. You're very welcome here. I'm looking at a very small version of your thumbnail, and I like what I see so far. That is a strong beard. Very strong beard. I'm attracted to men with beards. I'm attracted to wearing a beard. I'm a tranny, but if you've never tried it before, you might feel inclined. We don't bite unless you ask us to. Welcome to my channel. You're more than welcome here. Please make yourself comfortable. Take off your pants. I don't wear any either. I wear a dress. Right, enough flirting. Welcome to my channel. My name is XIlyana. I talk about American emancipation. I hope you're well, my friend. Thank you. That made me laugh. Well, I'm glad you came to the right place. I'm a very angry person, but I'm an angry person because America could be so much more. America could be wonderful if we just took the time to fix the little things. Change.org/clear LA smog is the petition I have to change the roads here in LA. What's so terrible about having a different building material than concrete and asphalt? What if you let me just use hemp concrete, which is stronger, raise the curb to protect pedestrians, and then also change from asphalt to a fiberglass made from recycled materials? You'd have better roads, you'd have less pollution, and you'd have safer streets. Win, win, win. Christabeth Perez said hi. I said hello to you too. Welcome to my channel. How are you? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna have to slide it in here. There we go. I mean, it is 2025. You think we'd have the technology and funds to make it happen. I agree with you. I will be right back though. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm glad that I can be here with you to have a conversation about this. I'm going to reread that comment because I believe it means a lot to talk about. I mean, it is 2025. You think we'd have the technology and funds to make it happen? We've had that technology and funds to make this happen from the beginning of the country. We never think that way because it's very comfortable for people to live a broken life. When you live a broken life, you don't think about taking time out for yourself or wanting a better life for your family. You're just so busy trying to make it to the next day. People, they live for that Friday. They live for that Friday. Friday is a magical day. Friday is a magical day. Are you sure? Are you sure Friday isn't just a day you invented to tell yourself that I have a life outside of slavery? Now, if you do a job and you love your job, good for you. Good for you. But how much does it pay you? And then also, what is the state of the world around you? Something to think about. Change.org/clear LA smog is a petition that I have to just change the building materials, make the roads a little bit nicer for you to travel upon so it doesn't wreck your car. And you're going about your day. You want to go to work, you want to go to a restaurant, you want to enjoy going to the movies, and that fucking pothole, ah, it hits you, and your car slams into the street, and then you have to go and get it repaired, and that costs $1,000, and then the part needs to be special ordered because it's not something that they just have lying around the shop. So that takes an extra week. So you have to get a rental car, and that costs money as well. So you have to pay for a rental car, you have to pay for your car to be repaired, and you have to pay for the special part that they have to order. And they say it's not something that they manufacture here, so there's an import tax on it. When does the cock from the American government stop ramming into your asshole? When does that happen? Here I am with my golden hairpiece and my blue lipstick, which I should probably fix. Okay, I'm gonna fix my lipstick while you digest that. How, because they don't change the building materials, the American government is robbing you of your own money and keeping you poor because heaven forbid you actually save any money so that you can do something more with your life. I was considering leaving the country and they locked me out of my own apartment. So I had to spend my money on that. And here we are. Just another transsexual stuck on YouTube fixing their makeup. Is that better for you? Is that better? Like, alright. My lips are better now. Change.org/clear LA smog is a petition that I have to repair the roads. If it's successful here in California, I'd like to take it nationally because all roads should be of a higher standard. We have a president that does everything except say, let's rebuild the roads. What's worse is that you pay tolls to travel on roads and bridges, and they are in terrible condition. Do you ask for your money back? No, you don't. Do you ask them not to start robbing you every time that you ride upon them? No, you don't. So what do you do? Oh, and then there's that teensy little fact that maybe we should let the roads fall apart. Maybe we're reaching a point where there really are no more cities. It's just where you live. COVID kind of shows you that kind of world. And I keep bringing up COVID because it's the only thing that you can relate to because you don't remember the smallpox or the bubonic plague. Because you're muggles, humans without magic powers. But should you travel through time, you would see the devastation, the bodies smelling of rot, and that you just cut to the middle of the town and then you set a fire. Because that's all you can do. And that's what you normally would do in a situation like that. You would commit people to fire. You wouldn't bother with the science of are you infected or not. It was straight to the incinerator. But we're better than that. We're better than that. But we're not better as in we will give XIlyana his fucking, I'm sorry, let me just regender myself properly. Give XIlyana their disability benefits so that they could build a COVID detector that doesn't require a fucking DNA sample to fucking get. This is the world that we live in. It'd be a better world if I had my disability benefits. Mac, hey, I'm home. What's up? What's up, Mac? Hope you have a good day. I just fixed my lipstick, so it's looking a little bit better. So you came at the right time. I've been talking about change.org/clearlasmog, the petition that I have to change I cannot speak English. I have a hard time with the language. You'll have to excuse me. Thank you. I love the color. I love the glamour. The glamour. Thank you. That made me smile. You're very kind. You're very kind to say that. Change.org/clearlasmog is a petition that I have to change the building materials that they use to construct roads and repair roads with hemp concrete and my design for a fiberglass road. It reduces pollution. It maintains your car's health. Maintains your health. I haven't got that many signatures on that. I got more signatures on teaching dogs how to be service animals for veterans than I have of can I stop you from dying of lung cancer? Priorities, people. Priorities. But here we are. This is how I choose to use my time. You know, I'm retired. I don't work. I don't have any money, so I can't spend it frivolously watching that Jurassic Evolution movie to see how many times there's a gratuitous naked armpit pose by Scarlett Johansson. I actually wanted to do that for science. See how many times her armpit is on full view while she's running from dinosaurs. But I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford the film, so here I am. I love the color, the glamour. I've been shopping pearls today for vintage Mid-East fashion inspiration. Mac, you and I are of the same mindset. Amazon is trying to say to me, you know, remember when you were looking at Middle Eastern fashion? You know, you really should just fucking lean into that. And I agree with him. I want my full belly dancing outfit that I used to own, but I don't have it right now. So I'll have to buy a new one and then wear that consistently on camera because I think that's more aligned to just the amount of sensuality I have as a tranny with a big dick. And that's the extent of what life offers me. I can just be stuck here. I could turn this horrible little apartment in a terrible neighborhood into a palace fit for a queen. I, I guess that's where things are gonna go. So royalty. Someone called me royalty today. Queen XIlyana, first of her name. Why not? Why not? Why not say that? Why don't you say that to yourself? You are royalty. I think you'd have a better life. Well, Mac, people with good taste tend to gravitate toward being near one another, mostly for survival, because there's just some things you cannot up and see. So thank you for coming into the channel. It's a slow day. Not that many people here, but it's not amount of people that really matters to me. It's the quality of the conversations that I have in my chat. And I can talk to you about things that matter. I said it at the beginning of the chat, but now that you're here, I get to repeat it all over again. Change.org/Gene Grey Tech, that is GeneGreytech, is a petition I have to design a brand new hospital based on your genetic heritage as opposed to Western medicine alone. I gave the example of somebody breaking their arm because they fell out of a tree or something like that, or fell off their bike. It's even more relatable. Because why are your kids climbing trees? I don't understand that. But either way, you rush over to the hospital, and a regular hospital would just say, let's put a cast on it. And when the cast is off, go back to your life. And I think that's a little shallow for medicine. Medicine should be a little bit more involved in that. Because at the Gene Grey Tech Institute, what I want to do is talk to you about what happened to your body that you didn't have enough calcium to make stronger bones, that you don't have enough vitamin D, that you didn't have stronger bones. And also, when you fell, you didn't have the wherewithal to maybe roll away and absorb the that strike of something impacting you. So at the Gene Grey Tech Institute, I want to teach you how to move. I want to teach you what to eat according to what your ancestors used to eat and what your ancestors used to do for not only exercise, but just daily movement. Because right now we do repetitive tasks that are hurting us. Holding a cell phone is hurting you. It's weakening your muscles. It's weakening your bones. But we do it anyway. Change.org/Gene Grey Tech. GeneGreytech. Sign the petition to have a breakthrough in medicine. I deserve to have my fucking tuition paid to be a doctor, but I don't really want to spend 12 years chasing medicine that is incorrect in so many ways. I'd rather just be on a hospital board and be able to teach people native medicine, indigenous medicine, while also offering Western options to the community. I want to build a better world for my people. I didn't celebrate Pride Month because I don't really feel that much in common with them. I feel more in common with my fellow veterans. I don't feel like singing and dancing. I feel like fighting. So here we are. Just me and the music and my gold hairpiece and blue lipstick. pearls. Pearls would look good on you. Pearls. I usually wear a pearl crown, but it doesn't really stay on the gold hairpiece that much. So I have to choose one over the other. I want to thank everyone that came in today. It's been a lovely chat. I'm so glad to have all of you. I look forward to seeing you on my next podcast.